Assalamu Welcome to lecture 84. The title of this lecture is Hoax of the Jewish and Muslim Exodus and Quran. So, this is a historical writing of the Jewish history, and Muslim proved it by the verses of the Quran, by corrupting the translation of the Quran. So they supported it. So that is the reason I put the title Hoax of Jewish and Muslim Exodus and Quran. So let me see what Quran says and what they are saying. So it is in the history of 1400 years, I'm trying to explain the truth, try to give you the what happened over there. So these heaps of lies from Muslim and Jews and Christian, the Quran blasts them off. So let me start. Following Jewish history literature, Moses lead the Jews out of slavery in Egypt and lead them to the Holy Land that God had promised them. The escape of the Jews from Egypt is remembered by Jews every year in the festival of Passover, the festival of liberation. So this was the message of the Moses. And what they are doing now? They are pioneer of the economic slavery on this planet. What they are doing? Look their franchise, look their corporation, look what they are doing with the Palestine. So this is against the Moses language, education. This is against the education of the Ibrahim. It is their writing. I'm not responsible. It is their written. And now, what happened? Why they are not, fighting for the freedom of the poor nation? Why they are not giving the hand like Moses and Ibrahim? Because they consider that Moses and Ibrahim were their prophet. So this is shameful. As they were crossing the desert, the Pharaoh sent an army. This is their details. I'm giving you from the Hebrew literature. To recapture them. At the Red Sea, the water miraculously parted to allow the Israelites to cross, but the pursuing army drowned as the water engulfed them. So this is the literature that they were crossing the Red Sea and they crossed. Further detail I will give you now. And the army of the Pharaoh drowned in the sea. Okay, then further they explain the exodus from Egypt led by Moses is a well-known and well-documented event of the Jewish history. This event had been documented and preserved in Hebrew. So this is documentation. They say it's authentic. All their rabbis, their religious leader or non-religious leader, they are agreed on that. The event of Exodus has been documented in Hebrew as a heap of lies on account of the following reason. So what the reason I'll give you, it is a hard fact. They cannot deny it, neither Jews nor Muslims. So what they are saying, Moses was Jew, but Quran saying Moses was not Jew, and he was the messenger or representative of the Quranic tradition, and his language was Arabic. He was sent towards Pharaoh along with his ideological buddy Harun, not biological brother. Quran doesn't accept these relation. Quran only relation which accept ideological, philosophical friendship, companionship. Buddy Harun to liberate his enslaved nation from the heavy clutches of the economical slavery. So what they have done, they have controlled everything now. And now a hope has come out from the deep sea, this. It will blast out their monopoly. And that Chinese company will give you free of cost services. And they were charging $200 per month. They spent only 6 billion and they were talking billions of dollars. This is destroying the resources of the beautiful planet. What they will do this wealth? Accumulate. After accumulate, where they will take it? So this is one reason. Moses was not Jew and he was not sent by they never, in the Hebrew, it is not mentioned who sent the Moses. But Quran gives the detail. You will find 6-7 more lecture about the Moses. Number second, in keeping with the Jewish history in Egypt, the Exodus happened in 13th century BCE, and at that time the language of the Egypt was hieroglyphic language, the ancient Egyptian picture writing, and certainly not Hebrew. Moses' language was not Hebrew. Look, the Quran gives the hard fact why the Moses word is Arabic and its roots is meme, seen, wow. Quran does not borrow anything from any literature. Every word the Quran has used in Arabic roots. Even the abbreviation words, I have completed the translation of these abbreviation words, and you will get it soon. So this is second. This is all lies. It's a false. That his language was Hebrew, no. Third, according to the Quran, Moses in Arabic word is an Arabic word. It is based on triliterary word meme, wow, and sin. Surely it is not from hieroglyphic and as well as Hebrew language. So look, they are saying that Jews and Muslims are saying that Moses' language was Hebrew, but Quran hieroglyphic or Hebrew, but the Quran rejected. Number fourth reason, the Quran does not acknowledge the miracle jointly believed by the Jews and the Islamic priesthoods. That at one point during the Exodus, Moses split the sea into two halves by hitting it with his staff and making a way for his people to get through. So this is no miracle, both are agreed. Muslim and Jews, both are that Moses has a staff. So he used that. Then when he used it, the gigantic walls of seawater stay apart until all of them cross over the other side safely. So did the water know that this is the Moses forces and this is from Pharaoh? No. So this is another big lie. How water can spill into two? As I explained you, the Quran gives the correct history also. There is no ambiguity. Then, fifth, Muslim translators of the Quran support Jewish Exodus historical event and put forth verses 22:77 and 44:22 in the support of their claims with twisted exposition. They corrupted the translation. Entire Quran translation has been corrupted. You will see very soon. It is coming. Almost it will be 10 volume of this translation of the Quran. Then the sixth is, the Quran precisely explains no miracle of any sort occurred. Moses and his nation did not take advantage of the low tide with which they were quite familiar and walked over to the other side by trading on the cool, dry and firm seabed. Ghulam Ahmad Pervez put this translation. He tried his best. And I don't blame any translator. They are all honorable for us, for me. So this is the translation of Parvez Saab. I respect them a lot. I respect every person here. So let me start. The first 27, how they corrupted the translation of this verse, it's a crime. And how they justify the event Exodus. وَلَقَدْ أَوْحَيْنَا إِلَى مُوسَى أَنْ أَسْرِ بِعِبَادِي فَاضْرِبْ لَهُمْ طَرِيقٌ فِي الْبَحْرِ يَبْسَ تَخَافُ دَرَكًا وَتَخْشَى. This is their translation. All the six translation, all this, not six, thousands of volumes, you will find the same translation. And you will get first the new translation, and it is not a final word. It is a possible correct, and you have the right to criticize it. We sent an inspiration to Moses. What is it? Wahi. Wahi is not inspiration. Who brought this inspiration? There is no Jibreel. The Quran has given Wahi mean to communicate. And there are three ways of communication. There is no inspiration or no any Jibreel. One, direct meeting. Second, with the media of messenger, either writing or sending a person. Third, backdoor discussion. So this is a three-way communication, and they put the inspiration so that you cannot understand all. Then, travel by night with my servants and strike a dry path for them through the sea without fear of being overtaken by Pharaoh and without any other fear. So if God is giving them the guidance, why God suggests them this? Why did not come direct and save them? So these are the translation by the biblical here. And this translation they put and justify this their Exodus. So let me try. Certainly, Malakat, for the success of this revolution, which was started by Moses and Harun to liberate his nation, we sent our direction or order to Musa. Who's we? Quranic Federation. We. federation, that my devotee, not servant. The Quran does not use a servant. In the service, in the servant, it's a force. So the word abadi, those people who are the people or the body of the Moses, who are using their all capabilities and abilities and resources to bring the revolution against the dynasty of the Pharaoh. So abadi, who are utilizing, applying their abilities, their capabilities, their resources, their energies, not servant, are in disorder and anxious state. Anna Asra. It does not mean travel in the night. They were upset because he was doing the barbaric system of Pharaoh was a very cruel system. So they were upset and they are struggling. Hence, brief or detail them about the existing sensitive situation with parable and reasoning. Fadrab lahum, give them the example, explain them with reasoning that we have to be successful. Fadrab lahum, it does not mean cross the sea or the river. The best way, tariqan, your planning should be best. Your reasoning, how you can make successful this revolution. And this is the mean tariqan. It does not mean way in the sea. For them, in this serious crisis, look, Bahar, all the translators, they use the sea. They are very clever. Bahar is also chaos, crisis, and that is the reason when there wave after wave in the sea, in the river, or in any tsunami, that is known as Bahar. So what Bahar mean? Serious crisis, wave after wave, just like America, you know, he has 850, army bases. So they are sending them, disaster, economically restriction, wave after wave, ripple after ripple. It's a beautiful nation. Like France, European, they were sending wave after wave economical crisis to the African countries. Similarly, in Pakistan, army, they are sending crisis bar way after wave, crushing the people, stopping them, doing this, attacking them. This is Bahar. It is not a sea. It's a beautiful nation, metaphorical nation. To make the situation dry or hard or rigid for Pharaoh dynasty, to make tough for them, they should face some problem. Show them, resist them, fight against them. Make the situation hard. From the moisture or humid or succulent state. He should not consider you that easily he will. Moisture means there is no dryness. So he should not think that you are very weak or you are very tender. That is the Quran use yabasa. It's not a dry place. Do not worry or fear. The Quranic Federation explained them, don't worry. Musa was sent by the Quranic Federation, Moses and Harun giving them training. They were making struggle against the Pharaoh dynasty, That you will be overtaken by the dictatorship of Pharaoh dynasty. Don't bother, we are in your sport. Carry on your struggle. And not in the sea that he will chase you and he will overtake you, no. And do not be frightened from the wolf kind dynasty of the pharaohs. Wala takhshi. So this is the actual translation which I did, and you have the right to criticize it. Your criticism will be taken as a gift. So look this translation. We sent an inspiration to Moses. I give you the word of the meaning of why. Travel by night with my servant and strike a dry path for them through the sea without fear. So this is the translation, and this is a translation based on the lexicon, based on the grammar. Then further Quran cleared. So carry on your journey of revolution against the crocodile dynasty of Ramesses. Faster. So carry on your journey or revolution of peace skillfully and intelligently. This is the meaning of faster. Watch, caution, use your senses with my devotees who are struggling, not servant, who have devoted their innate abilities and resources for this peaceful mission. Be-abadi. This is abadi. At the time of anxiety, laylan, it does not mean it is laylan, anxiety, darkness. They are upset, confused. Surely they will walk behind you. Moses, you give them the training. They are very upset. Use their ability, their capability. They will they will follow you. And taba means following or walking behind after examination, not blindly. And what is their translation? March forth, my servant, by night. What they will do by night? For you are sure to be pursued. It is not pursued. Innakum matba'un, you will follow them. They will follow you. Then again, 4:24, they use again. They corrupted the translation of this verse to prove the Jewish event of Exodus. So it's a very simple now what Quran. In this 27 Quran explained it, then Quran explained it in the 44:24. Once again the Quran projects the same great reality in verse 44:24, but in a much simple way, so that even a commoner could easily understand. Moses did not cross any sea or river with the miracle of staff. You know, this religious world, Christian, Jew, Muslim, they are all believing in miracle. When they don't have any answer for their blind religion, then they said, oh, it's a miracle. Three religions, they are doing that. When they have no reason, no argument, that's it's a miracle. Finish. So this verse, وَأَتْرَاكَ الْبَحْرَ رَهْوًا إِنَّهُمْ جُنْدٌ مُغْرِقُونَ. What is Rahwan? It signifies he parted or made an opening between his legs, or he parted widely or made wide opening between two legs. This is the basic meaning of this. There's a gap. Between two legs there's a gap. Rahaf is Sir. He was gentle in going or pace. So what Quran is saying, struggle, make your effort with gentleness, with peace. Make sure that there should be no chaos in the beginning. The being still, quiet, motionless, calm, light, Rahul Bahar, the sea becomes still. And they are saying the sea was parted into two parts. Sabar Rahul, he did that quietly, calmly, without being hard. So this is the meaning of Rahul. Now let me check the first their translation. And leave the sea as furrow, divided. Where is the Quran give a division of the sea? For their host destined to be drowned. And here what Quran is saying, and departed or separated himself from their sickness or crisis gently and quietly. Va'atrakul baharul Rahman. Be careful. Keep away from them. Don't involve in their, what the injustice they are doing with other people. So take this revolution, this motion, this struggle in a peaceful way. They are sick. Their horse will sink or ornamented in the sea of their emotion or pharaonic royal dynasty mesmerism. It is not drowning in the sea. Look, America has sunk in the democracy mesmerism. What is the situation now? Saudi royal family, they don't care about any person. And the time is coming. All this injustice system. So what Quran is saying that we sent this people, we sent Moses, we told them, carry on your struggle, but instead of listening, so what Quran is saying that this magharikun mean the bridle has fully decorated with silver. So that is the word ornamented. Ornament. Just like the bridle cover her body. So same thing. Dynasty, Pharaoh dynasty, they were in the mesmerism, or they were in that utopia of their dynasty, It is not a drown in the sea emotion. When you don't listen any reasonable thing, you are drowned in your emotions. You are ornamented in your emotion. Just like the bridal decorated herself or ornamented herself with the silver or the gold ornaments. So it does not mean that they were sunk or they were drowned in the sea. It means that we clean them, we destroy them. Because of their emotion, they never use their reasoning. You see the Saudi Arabia, what is the situation? They will never come back. They are fully ornamented in their dynasty, American democracy system. Oh, they are fully ornamented. Look, the economic situation now. In verse 256, the Quran informs that Pharaoh and his oligarchy were drowned in the mesmerism of their dynasty. Here again, Quran cleaned it. وَإِذْ فَرَقْنَا بِكُمُ الْبَحْرَ وَأَنْجَيْنَاكُمْ وَأَغْرَقْنَا آلَ فِرْعَوْنَ وَأَنْتُمْ تُنْظِرُونَ. And remember, we divided the sea for you and saved you and drowned Pharaoh's people with your very sight. And this is totally wrong. There was no sea, there was no drowning. So, what is the right translation possible? And when with the criterion we recovered, وَإِذَا فَرَقْنَا بِكُمْ, we want to recover this nation. We want to separate from these cruel people and the people who are working with peace, for peace. You from the serious crisis of slavery, Al-Bar again. They were serious in crisis. Wave after wave, ripple after ripple. Pharaoh was doing the injustice. He was arresting them, destroying their lands, making people slave. The good leader, the people who with courage, he put them behind the bar, destroy their houses. This is wave after wave, al-bar crisis for them, chaos for them. And we drown or ornamented. Again, same word. Just like bridal, she ornamented. The dynasty of Pharaoh, Aleph Pharaoh, dynasty, party of the Pharaoh, elites of the Pharaoh, or oligarchy of the Pharaoh, in its mesmerism. They never think the struggle is there, revolution is coming. They were fully drawn in their motion of reality, royalty, not in the sea, and you were examining this change with your eyes. Moses, you were seeing how it happened. Or watched down the sequence of the rulers from the same family, and you were examining this change with your eyes. So this is another thing. So it does not mean that he was drowned in the sea. So this is, now I'll give you another, verse in the sport of what I'm explaining to you. فَأَخْذَنَاهُ جَنُودُهُ فَنَبَّذَنَاهُمْ فِي الْيَمِّ فَانْظُرْ كَيْفَ كَانَ عَاقِبَةُ الظَّالِمِينَ. So we seized him and his host, and we flung them into the sea again. Here the Quran brought another word, yam. In the first two verses, bahar. Now here's the yam. So we seized him and his host, Janud, all his companion, his army, or his buddy, and dissolved their royal court of his elites. There was royal court. Just like Israel is controlling, our donors are controlling Republican and Democratic. So they are their host, their royal court of his allied to renounce their endeavor against us. So they were against the Quranic Federation and the Moses and the Harun. Fil yam, this yam means renounce their endeavor. Go and check the lexicon. Yam also means sea, but yam also means renounce their endeavor, denouncing anything. So reflect, ponder upon that. How was the end of those who dislocated the society from its pivotal position? Zalimeen. Dislocation from the key position. Now the democracy has dislocated the entire world from its pivotal point, from its peaceful point. This democracy has created the chaos all over the planet. Kafa kana akbad, zalimin, zulm, dislocation from the balanced position. Now you will see within 1-2 years where America and this European Union, who are the champion of the democracy, you will see within 2 years or 3 years maximum. Now it has started. The hell is knocking their doors. Actually, the people don't think. The media and the literature and their mayors, it does not allow them to think, especially economic situation. They are worried about their job, about their children, about the hospital, about the housing. They are under the shackle of the banking, insurance company, medical system, corporation, where they will go. So the entire system has been dislocated. And zulm means if you put the wolf as a god of the herd of sheep, this wolf will tear them out. Now all our democratic leaders, they are like a wolf. They don't think about the people. They just amass the wealth. They want to collect the wealth and they want to control you so that you cannot take the breathe easily. They are creating suffocation. Then Quran explain again the same fact. Verse 28-41. وَجَعَلْنَاهُمْ آئِمَةً يَدْعُونَ إِلَى النَّارِ وَيَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ لَا يَنْصِرُونَ. So these types of religious and political leaders at the time of Hero were the cause to take the society towards burning hell of evil and excitement of rage. Yad'una ila nar. Now this nar does not mean there's a fire. We have billions kind of nar. Depression, sorrow, anxieties. So they, just like the democracy has created this, burning hell of evil and excitement and rage, everywhere they have created it. And moreover, they use their army, they use your CIA, they use human rights, they use UNO. UNO is a circus, to make you slave. At sensitive time of the appearance of result, their Quranic Federation or Moses make them accountable, the Pharaoh, the Ramses II, they change him. The revolution brought by Moses. They did now from where he will bring the Musa now? Because the followers of the Moses, they are doing the same crime. They are controlling by their equipment, by their army. What happened in Palestine now? And in Palestine, Saudi Arabia and almost all the Muslim countries are responsible for that. They don't want to solve this problem because they are taking bribe. Jordan taking bribe from America, from Canada, for Europe. And Sisi, they are also taking money. It's a serious situation. Appearance of result, a revolution brought by Moses, they will not be helped, la yansarun. When they made them accountability, no help was given to them. Moses and their elites, Pharaoh and their elites. So this is the actual what happened. There was a no, sea over there. There was a no miracle over there. There was no exodus over there. And Moses' language was not a holographic language or Old Egyptian or Hebrew. And the Moses was not from the Jews' God. Moses was from the Quranic tradition. His name is Arabic name. So these are the facts I have given you. Now you can decide yourself. And all these translations of the Quran, they are supporting because all these changes had been made, in centuries. Imam Tabri, with the collaboration of corrupt Arabs, they did it. And the Quran, the translation the Quran you have, it is a 180 degree against the education of the Quran, the real education of the Quran. Look, 2.5 billion, they don't know the meaning of the Quran. Even they don't know how many alphabetic in the word Allah. What he will do? They are praying without understanding. In Middle East, praying is a culture. It's a habit. Other countries, Muslim country, praying is for swab, to get the hoors, to get the, dark-eyed virgin hoor, or to get the heaven. Well, Quran is saying Moses has nothing to do with the Jews. He was a Muslim, Quran saying. And Muslim means that person, not this Muslim, this 57 country. No, they are not Muslim. I'll give you the definition of Muslim. Muslim means that person or that party or that country who remove the evils and corruption from the society and make a peaceful society, secure society. That is a Muslim, whether he is a Jew, whether he is a Hindu, whether he is American, whether he is British. This is the universal definition of Muslim. And they are saying, we have converted, non-Muslim into Muslim, and we ask them to recite the kalma, La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah, and this kalma is not available in the Quran. And they're just making propaganda. Oh, this person has converted to Muslim. We have converted so many people in the Muslim. And the Muslims are, increasing on this planet. And they're all herd of sheep. Thank you very much.